So I want to highlight a few pieces here from our match on Thursday as we think about this coming match. So I'm at about minute 4 here of the match last week in the recording, and you can see the Essex ball carrier has taken the ball down, and a ruck is about to be formed. Great. And let's watch what happens when the ball comes out of the ruck. Ball comes out of the ruck. Ball carrier comes. Great tackle. Okay, here's where we need to stop, because this is, I could show you a few examples of this from the match, but this is one that is particularly egregious. Here you've got the ruck is formed. We've got a good few folks in the ruck, but there's sort of two mistakes that's happening here on defense. One, it's both a width issue and a depth issue. Let me explain. So the ball's here, and we've got all of our players concentrated in this small width of space in this very deep pocket of space, whereas the offense of Essex are spread out along this line. What should have happened, and this should happen at every single breakdown, is that we identify the offside line. The offside line is always the back foot of our player, the last foot of the ruck of our team. So we draw a straight line from one side to the other. That is the offside line. And what should have happened is our guys should have peeled off to each side, matched up with each of these Essex players. And the minute that ball comes out, that's why we yell balls out, we attack as a line and make a good tackle. But that doesn't happen here. So let's see what ends up happening. So we actually didn't do a bad job there rucking. It collapsed a little bit. The scrum half comes in, makes a bad pass. That was a good attack on the line here. I can't see who that is. That might be Gabe. A good attack to make a tackle. Releases the ball carrier. Someone comes in and picks and goes, which was a decent play by them. They get some good yardage. So let's wait and see. The ball pops out for some reason. Another good tackle. And so we've got some defensive issues here again, not as bad as we've got a few guys, but we've got Henry, who's our wing. He is way too far up here. He should be out here a little more, and we should have more guys come out. But it's slightly better than it was on that last one. I don't know why he kicked that ball. Maybe it got blocked. Here is what should be happening each and every time that ball comes out. So that ball comes out, it goes backwards. What we should have had is a straight line here. The minute that ball is out, that line attacks. Thankfully, I can't see who that is. It might be Z, it might be Emmett. They attack the offense, and what happens? We take away his running room, a great wrap, and he goes down. All right, so we've probably got a few too many guys in the ruck. That's all right, I'm not worried about that. We have a better defensive line here. A much better defensive line. Still not exactly what we want. Again, we want a straight line coming off that back foot to attack the minute the ball comes out. We force that first pass, get a decent tackle. We hesitated a little bit there. I want to see us, don't hesitate in front of them, hit them, make that tackle. He comes down, that ball pops out for some reason. He decides to kick, not sure why. This play breaks down a little bit. Let me jump to one other piece. I want to jump ahead to right before 6 minutes here. So you'll see over here the ref has his arm pointing towards the Essex side. That's letting us know that they have advantage. In a minute he's going to blow that dead and puts his arm in the air. That's telling us what? That they have a penalty. So the first thing we need to think is back 10. No one moves. Eventually, I think that's Tripp. Tripp realizes it, and he starts to call everyone back. The issue here is that we have our backs turned. They can start that play over right away, and that's something I want us to actually start doing and learning. We'll work on that to catch people off guard. But if he wanted to, he could have caught us off guard, and they might have been off to the races there. But they pause and they wait. But what should be happening is we should retreat backwards, don't turn our back, form a straight line 10 meters back, and the minute that ball is tapped off the scrum half's foot, we are going to go forward and take away the ball carrier space. So let's see what happens. Ball comes out. We get a little bit of forward movement, but still too much waiting. The more we wait, the more we let them gain momentum and speed and potentially go through us. We don't want that. So we make a tackle anyway. And our defense isn't bad. We still need to be shifting a little more. Too much, if you look at people's eyes, you can see they're watching the ball. We need to be watching our opponents to see both how they're setting up and to make sure that nobody has filtered around to overload us. Let your teammates yell balls out. Let them tell you when the ball's out, or be looking back and forth at the very least. So let's see. That ball comes out. And because we've had a little bit of a better defensive line, we make a better defensive stop. This ball carrier starts making stupid decisions like running backwards and sideways. And we force them to make some silly decisions like that. It's better defense. It's much better defense. But look what's happened. All our attention has gone over here, and we make some good defense. We've left all of this exposed now. 9 guys on the Essex side are now available to run this ball around us. A better side would have taken advantage of that. You'll see that they don't right away. They do a couple phases from now. They will score. But we have to be awake. We have to be looking up, not at the ruck, but looking at our defense, and they're going to score here because we didn't match up. So I want to jump to one other piece before I end this first video here. All right, so this is after they've scored a second time. That was, I think, the first time they scored. This is the second time they scored. I want to go to the kickoff. So before whomever's kicking, before we kick, the kicker should be waiting for us to be in a good defensive line so we can run with the kick and make a good tackle. We've got too many guys sort of looking around, not ready for the kick. So that's both on us who aren't kicking to be awake enough to know what's going on, and on our kicker to know he's got to wait until we are in a straight line, because he goes to kick. Watch what happens. CJ kicks, and then everyone goes, oh, we're playing again. We can't have that. So watch these a few times, start getting this in your head, and I'll be making some more videos before the match for you to be thinking about as we go into the game.